Welcome back, realvacantland.com. This is Luke Smith. I've got another property for you. Guy was just asking for land, just over this hill, and I said I got one close. I got one close. It's not it's not exactly where you're looking at, but this one right down below me here. I got this property overlooking Lake Washington. This is Lake Washington. Seattle would be like over here in the trees behind some of those trees is Seattle. So this is the Seattle, Washington area. I was just reading an article and it was saying since the beginning of the year, especially January, um, the hottest housing markets, like the ones that went up percentage wise the most in the country, were Phoenix, Seattle, and San Diego. Phoenix, Seattle, San Diego. And before that, it was smaller tertiary markets were going off, and now some of the bigger ones are chiming in with big percentage gains because the supply in the market just hasn't been there. It's dried up with COVID times happening, and people just aren't putting as much stuff up for sale. A lot of people are moving around. They want more room. They want to go this way, that way. They're questioning what they're doing, living where they are, as they're spending as much time at home as they have been. And Seattle is the second highest percentage increase. It was something like 15%. It went up in just January, like the housing prices. Can you imagine the market going up 15%? San Diego is something like 14 and change. It almost hit 15%. And then I think Phoenix was like 16 or 17%. Phoenix just crazy sauce too. But so the market's ripping and snorting and going wild over here. This is a place to build a house. If you want to build a house and sell it fast, easy, days on market are like you could count them on one hand. And the only reason there are that many days on market is because the realtors are making sure they get all the offers in and they can like have time to compare and contrast them all. It's not like they're not getting offers when they're selling houses. When it comes to land, land doesn't ever go as fast as houses, but it goes. And so here's a property I've got in Seattle, and it's overlooking Lake Washington. And there's a house that was built right next door. I'm going to show you that one. There's a lot that's for sale too over. I'm going to show you that one. There's a house that was just sold across the street. I'm going to show you that one. Let's jump into it. Let's get into the business of this. This is realvacantland.com. It's Luke Smith. Phone number's up here. I'm asking $166,000 for this one. I just lowered the price, or just lowered the price. I just reset it on the website, $166,000 like 2 minutes ago. Cash sale, for sale, Washington, King County. It's 0.21 acres. There's sewer, there's water, there's all the utilities are right there in the street with electric, sewer, and water. And what else do you need? View, trees, air, all that stuff comes with it included, right? So here's a view. We've only had 900 people look at this on the website. It's been up there for a bit. Nobody's grabbed it. So it's a lot. There's a house right here that just got built. There's another vacant lot here that's for sale. The house I want to show you across the street, I can't reach it. Let's just reach over there. This one right across the street just went for 1.4 million. This one a year ago or something went for 1.25 million, and I'm asking $166,000 on this lot. Usually builders are buying lots at like a quarter ish, 25% of what they're selling the houses for. And so that would be like 300 grand or something here, 250 at least. And it's not happening because this one's on a hill. So let's jump in. Let's take a look at the hill. And we got geotechnic work reports and stuff. There's a bunch of geotechnic work's been done on this hill to make sure it stands up and holds and everything. And I'll show you some pictures of this. Here's the neighbors. So the neighbors put a driveway in like that. That's an older house. And then here's our property here. And lakes, you can see the lake through the trees a little bit right there. So all this bush here is our property. And I have some more modern pictures where we cut this bush back so you can see into it. It was like $2,600 to get the bushes cut. Whatever. So here's the house that's just built next door. And big fancy one, right? So it was for sale when the Street View guy went by, but now it's sold $1.25 million. Nice fancy looking brand new house with a driveway that just pulls right in. There's your garage. And the house goes up and down from there. We're on a hill. It's built into the hill. Our lot has the same kind of hill over here. And then you get a view off of that hill out at the lake. If the house weren't there, you could see the lake. You can see the lake kind of, well, it's just a little bit off the screen. Right there. Right over my head, when there's no leaves on the trees, you can totally see it. But you can see it cracking through the trees right there. And if you're in that house, you have a nice bigger gap to see it. And then this other side of it's for sale too. That's the same realtor, but a different seller. Um, so 1.25 for that one. Excuse me. The one in the trees on this other side went for 1.4 million. Let's jump out of this view. Well, let's look at, I'm going to show you where we're at. So here's Lake Washington. The guy that was just asking was asking for this area over here, land, but this is the closest I had. And then here's Seattle, just right here is Seattle. Seattle, this whole thing's Seattle. There's Lake Washington, goes up north into the lake is the property. Okay, so that gives you an idea. If you know the Seattle area, there's an idea of where this property's at. Okay, so I wanted to, I got basic stuff on, all the normal details. We've got GPS there. If you want to take a look at it, you can click on the GPS, it'll take you over to it. So I got it pulled up in Zillow. So here's a listing on Zillow. Here's a picture I just had in the background. This is like a drone shot up above, like looking out at the lake. The actual house would be lower, so this might be a bit misleading kind of picture, but you can get an idea of where the lake is as you're looking through this. You cut down some trees, you're going to be able to see through the lake. So here's a shot from above. It's a bunch of trees. There's the $1.25 million house. $1.4 million house is on that side. Here's a shot of the trees. Yeah, so you knock some of these trees off your property and then the view opens up from there. So all the trees, all the neighbors are probably like, Luke, that jerk doesn't ever cut his trees. Well, I cut some bushes and they're darn expensive. So here's there's some more pictures of the property. Okay, so now you can see, we saw the street view of the bush all over the place. Now here's like after some of the bush is cut, so you can see back into the property better. And you can see, like, this is where you'd have your driveway going in, and you just build right into the garage from there, right? Like the neighbors did. So here's a shot from the other angle. They just took out some of those trees and bushes, make it easier to see into the property. If you're going over there and taking a look at it, that was the point of cutting some of that bush and tree back. And talk to the realtor on this one. We got all kinds of paperwork about the geotechnical studies. They drilled holes into the hill, make sure it'll hold a house and it's going to support it and everything that the government wants. So we got all those reports and all that kind of information, that it's a buildable lot and it's ready to go with utilities and everything. Here's a picture of the sewer. Here's a fire hydrant. This looks like an older one. Here's a picture of the view. Okay, so back full circle. So 166,000. It's on Zillow. It's been up there 126 days now. I got 2,000 views. Here's a description of the property. John Love's the realtor on this one. He's got, you can see his phone number on whatever website you're looking at. If you go look this one up all over the internet, you'll see his phone number. Or give me a call. I'll get you his phone number too. We just lowered the price. This was the second, okay. So we lowered it a bit ago, and I'm just updating it on the website now. So almost a month ago, we lowered the price. We had it pending. We had a guy going for it, and then I don't know what happened to him. Didn't follow through. Yeah, so the typical Zestimate for a house in this zip code is 745,000. But the neighboring houses by this lake are bigger than the zip code. Yeah, so if you get down to the bottom, you'll get the realtor's information. Okay, so here's the lot next door. This is the same realtor. This guy is trying to sell this one. He got geotechnical work on the property too. He's holding firm at the 217. We're down at 166. I think ours will sell first. It's the same looking hill. It's the same looking lot. But if you wanted to do two of them, you'd be on the other side of that house that just got built and happened. So you could take your plans and do it times two. Like if you're doing all the regulations and you're doing everything, you might as well do it times two, right? And then here's let's look at the house in between the two lots that are for sale first. So here's, the ads for the house, the pictures, and they got it in the light that's going to sell it the best and everything. Here's a view from the house looking at the lake. So this is after they cut some trees. So we could do this next door. We could get a view like this after you cut some trees. This would be like off their front porch looking out at the lake. So it'd be the kind of view that you'd have. And it looks like they dressed it up with fake furniture and everything. You get the idea. Okay, so the one across the street is this one just sold. This one sold October 30th of 2020, so a couple months ago. And here's the one across the street, 1.4 million. Here's their view. They got a hole in the trees looking out at the same lake, right? But our house would probably be, this is probably the trees from our property. They're looking over the trees on our property, I think. Or that one over there might be one on our property that they'd probably really like us to cut down. If I was living there, I'd probably be paying for it. Get that thing out of the way. Yeah, right there. Look at that tree. That tree right there is probably on our property, blocking their view. So they're gonna be happy about us like building a house there someday, or someone that buys it. Um, Neat looking house. A lot of, they all look different, right? $1.425 million. So the neighborhood supports a really big dollar price house if you go build a nice house there to offer it with a view of the lake. $166,000 property, $1.4 million house just went across the street a couple months ago. There's a big spread. You could build something fancier. I mean, usually you don't shoot for a B quality house, you shoot for an A quality house and go knock out the lights with a brand new house with a new modern fancy everything, get the highest price in the area. And the spread between buying the land, building it, and selling the house is the money you get to keep. And I think when you got cheap land like this, compared to the prices of the houses in the area, you get to make a lot more money in the spread. So that's what I wanted to show you on this one, this particular property. So this one's on ruralvacantland.com. Let me get back to the property. Here's the property. And name, number, but there's a realtor going for it. John Love's really good at doing land in the area, and he can do paperwork and make it happen. We got maps if you want to go take a look at it, pull it off, knock it out. Let me know if I can help. Luke Smith, ruralvacantland.com. See you in the next one. Bye.